Hello everyone that is watching the final stage of the Sofia International Open 2018. The players are preparing to starting the Stepladder stage. Here I'm here with our guest that will be commenting the development of the game. We have a very renowned players and people very much involved into bowling, Mr. Martin Poulsen and Mr. Ian Robinson. So they'll be helping us with seeing what happens on the lanes. Right now I'm passing the microphone to Mr. Poulsen, and I would like probably, if you want, just to say a few words about the tournament and how you see it, because you both played in the tournament, so maybe you can share any experience that you have.
Both of us are, of course, very happy to have the chance to be here and comment. And Martin had a decent success at the tournament. He scored quite well in the qualification, made it to final step 1, where it unfortunately stopped with a few pins. I didn't do that well, but I think both of us, with our combined knowledge, might be able to say a few good things about what's happening in the finals. Martin.
Yeah, if you have seen the scores, it has been a really high-scoring tournament, so probably we're going to see a lot of strikes in this stepladder.
That is very likely. What we have seen is on the fresh, it's been very diverse scores. We've had some bowlers who have not performed very well on the fresh. I must say that I'm not sure of Maxime and Pyre's scores on the fresh condition, but as both of them are in the stepladder, I guess they have performed quite well also on fresh.
Yeah, for sure. They have been really successful this weekend. So.
Although, as you can see, the statistics here of the Piri from the qualification, we can see that he really got the last chance of qualifying. He qualified through Desperado, so he. He qualified a little earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, he went through the early birds. So.
He was in the early birds,
number 50. But yeah, he wasn't really high on the scoring through the qualification, but he really found his game during the finals, and here he is. I mean, you can see it.
Sofia International is, I would say, probably the biggest tournament in Europe that is not on the European Tour. It's a very successful tournament that has attracted both the masses, as in a lot of players, but also the elite players of Europe. Today in Europe, we don't have, outside of the EBT, we don't have that many tournaments, and this is for sure one of the ones that attract both the masses and the elite.
Yeah, for sure. Good prize money, and it's really cheap to play as well.
Yes, so I think this has become maybe not the favorite destination of the Swedes, but it's definitely in the books among the tournaments that many of the Swedes try and go to, if it doesn't clash with leagues and other stuff that we are committed to playing.
Yeah. I've only been here twice, but I heard a lot from the Swedish guys. It's a great tournament, and I totally agree.
We're also in this tournament. We have Tassos and Stepladder, who is the main, maybe the main sponsor to get this tournament together with Bucharest, and in the Balkans and Central Eastern Europe, Tassos has been, and Stepladder's bowling has been very important in spreading the game and supporting the game. And I would say that is, together with, of course, the support of Joy Station and Elvira, who is in charge of the tournament and the daily works of it, they have made it possible for it to become as successful as it is.
Yeah, the tournament, this is the 9th edition of the tournament, so it really started back in 2008. There was a break for a few years. The tournament indeed attracts more and more players every year. This year we had 220 players out of 25 different countries. it is really becoming an interesting stop for a lot of top players. And like Martin was saying, there was a lot of Swedish players. So Swedish players, they were traditionally doing very good in the tournament, and even today, as we can see, the top seeder is again from Sweden. So we'll be able to see how this can happen.
Yeah. So the first match of the Stepladder final is Pyro from Finland and Maxime from Russia. And then waiting is Gaetan from France and Mattias Wetterberg from Sweden. So it's a spread over all of Europe with 4 players. So, and first outside the Stepladder was the top lady from Sweden, Josefin Hermansson. So I think we had a good spread of players, both nationalities and also a top lady or a lady that was almost into the Stepladder.
Yeah. 20 seconds.
Okay, we are ready to start. We are live on YouTube, Bowlzone. You could see right over there on the monitor whatever the people will see. You are free to share with your friends the link. So, Puru, Maxime and Puru, you are ready to go.
So Maxime opens with a strike and Pyro with an open frame. So early lead for the Russian guy.
For such a high-scoring game, Martin, you have been playing obviously a lot of high-scoring games. How bad is just to start with an open frame? There's been so many strikes this tournament, so it almost feels like you're losing very much ground.
It's not good, but if you should have one open frame, it's for sure the best to have it in the first frame. So.
Should also be noted that Pyro is a very young guy. He's been a successful bowler in tournament bowling in Finland, so he of course knows how it is to play Stepladder finals. But on the international stage, I guess he's a beginner.
And it's not going to be too easy when Maxime starts as well as a double. So, and to get to the Stepladder, the scoring was 1871 on 8 games to be the last guy in. And Mattias Wetterberg, who leads, has 2020 420 over. So
255 average from Wetterberg and 235 average to make the step ladder. And Pyro makes a good comeback with 2 strikes in a row, but he's trailing by 21 points because of the open frame. Baby splits for Maxime. Maxime showed proof of big strength in the last game. He struck out from frame 8 or something to make the step ladder.
I think he did 258 in the last game.
Yeah, 258. Yeah, might be.
And get the last place in the step ladder with 6 points.
Open frame gives back the initiative to Pyro. The strike, he will be in the lead.
Another strike for Ture.
For those of you who are not that familiar with competitive bowling, you will see 2 different styles. You will have the 2-handed Pyro, which is maybe not the most common today, but when it comes to the younger bowlers, it is becoming extremely popular. Higher speed, higher revs. And Maxime, who would be a more traditional in his way of delivering the ball, one-handed.
Both players are enjoying a good support. The Russian and the Finnish teams here are very well represented, and I'm pretty sure they're trying to do their best to rally their their people. So we'll see. I mean, how
For sure, that. Yes, there's a lot of support in the stands. The 4-bagger for Pyro. And Maxime is now trailing and probably a little bit in problems.
Maxim.
Peter's lead in the fourth frame is 13 points, and he also has a strike, so he has the chance of extending it to 23 points.
Right now, Fury is not giving the Finns any chance.
That pretty much proved the power of the two-handed release. You saw the ball hit a bit high in the pocket, but his speed and rev rate just shot some pin around and just thrashed it.
For sure. And Fury is right up with 23 points.
But Maxim has the chance to take it back down to 13 with a strike. Yeah, that was possibly, without going too fast in the game, that might have been the end of Maxim's chance to win this game. Big four, lots of pins lost in the count and all, and also very difficult to make a spare.
Yeah. But he takes it down.
And I was wrong. Fantastic spare from Maxim. Keeps him into the business. Light pocketed, left the two pin.
Now that we've seen Maxim really convert this really difficult split, how important is from psychological perspective when you make a shot like this? Because obviously if he has missed that, this would be almost like a game over. And now we can see Piri being a little bit hesitant. I mean, this really is a great moment for Maxim to step up, I believe, after such a shot.
Yeah, he needs to take usage of what momentum he got there. He probably needed the strike in the seventh frame to create a foundation for the last couple of frames.
He's back 33 points.
33 points, so it will now take a mistake from Peter for him to reach him.
You never know.
No, it's bowling we're talking about.
shot from Pyro.
Back to business.
Yeah. Yeah, as we come closer to the end of the game, the amount of frames and the possible pins that is possible to get, so it becomes tighter for Maxime, and he now has a maximum
225.
of 225. Pyro, if Maxim would strike out, it would force Pyro to strike.
Still alive.
Still alive. Very good shot from Maxim there.
The good thing that I'm seeing is that Maxim really has a really positive body language. I mean, he's trailing behind, but he looks like enjoying every strike and every good shot.
I mean,
He had a really good tournament, so
he has had a fantastic tournament and 2 frames left.
yeah.
My bad before I said that Pyro had to strike. He needs to not open the last 2 frames, and then he's considering not losing any pins, but that is he's left 3 pins, quite difficult spare shots. So I think if you look again, as you said, on the body language of Maxime, he seems to be on the ball at the moment.
Yeah.
And the last pair conversion from Piri wasn't very convincing. So let's see what he makes out of the 3 pins.
Safe pair.
So this is a must-strike situation for Maxim. If he doesn't strike,
It's game over.
he's gone.
Yeah.
But he proved in the last game of the step before this that he was good under pressure.
Yeah, still alive.
The match is alive. Fantastic shot from Maxim.
I think 9 spare 9 is
9 spare 9 would be 226
Yeah.
for Pyro, and then it's game over.
Still a match.
Yes, left the 2-8 on another light hit in the pocket.
And spare strike, he wins.
Yep, spare on the strike, and he's the winner. I think we're starting to see some carry down on the pair. I would say two light hits in a row from the high rev player should be a sign of it. What do you think?
Yeah. It's been after a game when we have it qualified, so it should be the time for it right now. We only get the 2 pin, so he ended up in 215.
So
and then Maxime must double.
Maxim must still strike in the 10th frame and in the 11th frame, yes.
Maxime taking his time, you know what he has to do, so let's see.
once again, he very good under pressure, and in the final step before Stepladder, he knew that he had to strike out, and he did. He got the first strike, and as you might hear, the Russian crowd is quite loud.
And we know who their favorite is. So.
But I'm also sure that if he doesn't strike, I am sure that the Finnish crowd, they might not be so loud, but I'm sure that they will be as happy as the Russians.
Okay. There's 9 for the okay.
That's 1 strike and 1 pin to win. And a 7 pin. Standing.
Left 7 pin on a slightly light pocket hit. And Peter wins by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah. Oh, great game. I mean, it's just 1 pin difference. Oh, 2 pins, but that's a great game. Oh yeah, 1 pin. Yeah.
1 pin actually. So Maxim loses the match to Peter, and Peter is now playing.
So Maxim from Russia has got the 4th place at the Sofia.
We'll be cutting out and just joining in a second for the second race.
And